Oh yeah, that's good. Here we go.
No, stop.
No, it's close enough over there.
It's right. You got only 1/3 of the tire is going to be on there.
That's all we need. Go ahead and slide it over if you want to. If you can. That's good. Get out of there. Here we go. What am I going to do? Break some rotten wood?
Well, the point was, that one was better than this one was.
Well, this one's perfect now.
Well, you ready to start busting wood?
Yeah, I am. Gonna have to. It looks like some of it, but I want to keep every one of them bolts if I can.
I sure didn't know that about stainless steel bolts.
Yeah, they'll gall is what happens to them. They're so brittle. They're so hard. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty easy taking the wood off there, or most of it anyway.
Just kick it.
I hope those are worth saving. Look at that.
I haven't seen much worth saving.
But these, I don't know how I'm going to save them either. Take them clear out of the wood and then soak them.
Yeah, that's all you do.
That's what I will do.
Just leave 1 or 2 for measurement and you just do it on the fly.
Not a lot left, but I got some. And then these, I don't like these as 2x4s. They're too brittle. So I'll double the 2x4, laminate them. And that'll stop it that way, and it'll be twice as thick. I'm already designing it. You know, this thing only has 2 beams and no transverse beams, and these are just, oh my God. That's just 2x. Wow, so car decking is going to work really good on there. So that's what I'm going to do. Once I get it in there, I'm going to crib it. I'm going to crib it on the corners and then cut this deck out to be less. I'll get rid of all these out here and then go on the other side and get those. What do you think? That'll haul a lot of kids if we've got a big enough tractor up there. That's another thing. I might make it a little shorter than this.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right.
I wouldn't follow the instructions. Just put new wood on it and paint it and go.
Yeah. Oh, we know how to fix that too, though. Let's see. Back here, yeah, back here I can add another beam because this wheel doesn't turn. I can set the beam, an extra beam right out by the wheel and get it out to here, and that's probably all I need. And this needs to be reinforced over here.
Well, what we can do,
Oh, it's welded here.
Out, this piece, we can weld a piece across the back of this and then put the board in.
Oh, so you're saying that's the end of the metal is right there?
It
Oh,
like
geez, that's no good.
Yeah, that's the end of the metal. So
We should at least go back here and maybe come up and hang it on top of this.
yeah,
Something like that. Might have to redo this a little bit more
get
extensively.
a big plate and
Go all the way back. And then just weld it across there.
but that's all you're gonna have because there ain't nothing behind that to weld to. Nothing up here to weld to.
So what
You need a plate.
So this is going to be nice. Get it in the shop out of the weather. It's still going to make a little bit of a mess in there because I'm not going to be able to take the deck off until I get it in the shop because I got to crib it up. Otherwise, I'll never get a beam back under it. Oh, how big is it? I'll get my tape measure. $16 Perfect. I need 2, I think those are 4x6s. Let me get under here and take a look. As a design consideration, everything on the beams should be in compression. Any loads placed in tension on the beam could cause it to split along its length. The tongue and groove decking will spread the load along the width and the length of the trailer. Once we had the side rails removed, we were able to lift the heavy angle iron that keeps the structure tight at the top and set it on the ground. Randy and I should not be left alone with power tools, so we set a trap with some mid-strength beer and a chair and tried to get an engineering supervisor on site. He arrived a few minutes later. With reinforcements, we began to disassemble the right-hand side of the trailer. We noticed that the right-hand top rail was way out of square in the back and would need some welding and cutting to get it back to fit properly. Is that top rail ready to come off on the other side?
Not quite.
That was. Which one was it? Top one?
Once we finished the last of the guardrails, we took a lunch break and a short nap. Okay, guys, it's starting to look like it's going to be a wagon when it grows up.
Let's take the floor out.
No, we can't.
Why?
Because the floor is holding this steel up. What we got to do,
It's got to come off sometime, doesn't it?
yeah, but here's the plan. We're going to get the tractor, move the wagon, and move the truck. We're going to pull the boat out of there with the truck. We're going to take the LA out and put it over there. This is going in my shop. The LA is on hold until further notice. So we're going to have a warm place to work putting it together. Once it's in there, we jack it up and crib it on the corners and then cut these out.
God, that's a lot of work. The only thing that holds that metal up is that frame.
Yep.
Oh, that's not very good.
No, this. There's two beams. There's only two beams under it, too. There's one here and one there. But that's where they have to be because of the steering knuckle.
Yeah.
So anyway.
You don't want to cut it down and make it narrower.
No, I'm focusing on this one being for wheelchairs. So when I put the hay in, I'm thinking like just maybe 2 bales here and then a place for a wheelchair and a place for a wheelchair. And then same thing over there. Make little slots in the straw to put a wheelchair in. Because this is big enough for a wheelchair to turn around on. This is 8-foot deck. Plenty of room away from the wheel. All right. How about now?
Where do you want to put this guy?
Over in the tent, but I'll move it out later. We just want to get the wagon in there. Let's see. We gotta put this tractor to the left of the blue chair, I think.
Okay.
What's that? What happened?
I got it out of shape.
You got it out of what?
Shape.
Shape? So, you ready? I'm gonna go make more room in the shop. John, don't let him jackknife my tires on that tongue. Keep an eye on that. I gotta go move some stuff here. You got to get it straight or it won't go in there. There you go. Sounds like you got her now. You had her.
I had it.
Yeah, it's awkward. Okay, hold it. Nice.
Whoa.
Who's steering on that side, man?
So,
This piece is in the way.
Get it out.
yeah, it's not going to move that way, Randy. You watch your shoulder now. You got to lift that
Oh, you can't go over that top.
really high. Here, let me do that. Come here and hold this.
I don't know how we're gonna do it without,
I
unless
do.
I pick it up.
Well, yeah, but I got a shoulder that still works. Sort of.
Watch your fingers.
Do not scratch my toolbox. Too far this way, Randy. Jack her over this way. All you got to do is pay me a quarter. I'll let you paint. I'm paying for all the material. I'll have the shop heated. We'll finish tearing it down, jack it up, crib it. I got to crib it on the corners.
Looks like it's tilted a little bit.
It is because it's sagging from the rotten wood on this side. See, the beam is clear over here. That outer frame is not held up by anything except this piece of steel. So that's why I want to crib it on the corners, all four corners, jack it up, then cut the boards out, put the new beams underneath, put a cross beam in the back underneath the two beams, angle bracket them together, and then crib above it to reinforce the step. It's pretty weak back there.
All set.
All set. We put some LED lights on here. 3. I got to sell one.
Oh, yeah.
I got that little red one. Once the trailer was in position in the shop, I chocked all the wheels and set a jack stand at each corner to hold up the perimeter frame made of angle iron. I also added some blocking underneath the steps. Then, with the help of the moose, I started to cut out the rotted deck boards with my Sawzall. I began to remove the right-hand beam with the Sawzall, leaving the left one in position to make sure that everything was indexed properly to the trailer frame once I got the new beam. Well, the little LA had to come out of the shop to make room for the hay wagon. We'll get back on it in the future, but right now we have to prioritize this hay wagon for the upcoming farm days.